Dividend payments represent a distribution of a company's earnings to its shareholders, acting as a primary incentive for long-term investment. While the amount is key, the frequency, how often those payments are distributed, is a critical factor in your strategy. Frequency impacts your cash flow management and compounding efficiency. Today, we're doing a deep dive into dividend schedules, comparing the common quarterly payout with the sought-after monthly check to see which fits your goals. Before we compare schedules, we must understand the timeline. Every payout follows a strict 4-date sequence. First is the declaration date, when the board officially announces the dividend amount and the upcoming payment schedule. Next is the ex-dividend date. This is the cutoff. To receive the dividend, you must purchase the stock before this date. If you buy it on or after the ex-date, the dividend stays with the seller, even if you own it on the record date. The record date is when the company checks its books to see who officially owns the shares. Finally, the payment date is when the cash hits your account. This cycle repeats, whether you're getting paid every 30 days or every 90 days. Quarterly dividends are the backbone of the U.S. stock market. The vast majority of listed companies, including giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Johnson & Johnson, follow this 4 times a year distribution schedule. The primary benefit of quarterly payouts is corporate stability. A 3-month window gives management more flexibility to manage cash flow around business cycles and large capital expenditures without putting undue stress on the balance sheet. It also offers the widest selection. Most dividend aristocrats, companies that have increased their payouts for over 25 years, and dividend kings with 50+ years of growth are quarterly payers. You have thousands of quality options across all sectors. The downside? Lumpy cash flow. For those living off dividends, receiving large chunks of cash every 3 months requires more disciplined budgeting. It doesn't naturally align with monthly expenses like rent or utilities, which can be a challenge for retirees. Then there's the monthly dividend. Less common but highly popular with income-focused investors, these payouts provide a steady, paycheck-like experience. This frequency is most prevalent among REITs and business development companies. The biggest advantage is alignment. Monthly payments sync perfectly with your personal bills. For someone looking to replace their salary with dividend income, having the money arrive every 30 days simplifies financial planning immensely. Monthly payouts also turbocharge compounding. When you reinvest monthly, you buy more shares sooner. Over a 30-year period, this compounding frequency can lead to significantly higher total returns compared to quarterly payouts of the same annual yield. To understand monthly dividends, you must understand REITs. Real estate investment trusts own and manage income-producing real estate. By law, they must distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders. Since REITs collect rent from their tenants every month, it's natural for them to pass that income on to you every month. Companies like Realty Income, known as the monthly dividend company, have paid hundreds of consecutive monthly checks. However, don't chase frequency blindly. Monthly payers are heavily concentrated in specific, interest rate-sensitive industries. If you only buy monthly stocks, you may find your portfolio lacks diversification, leaving you vulnerable to specific market shocks. Taxes are another critical factor. Dividends are classified as qualified or ordinary. Qualified dividends are taxed at the lower long-term capital gains rate, while ordinary dividends are taxed at your standard income rate, which can be much higher. Most monthly dividends from REITs are considered ordinary income. This means that while you get paid more often, you might also pay more in taxes. It's often best to hold these high-frequency, ordinary income payers in tax-advantaged accounts like an IRA. Here's a pro tip. You can create a monthly income stream using only quarterly stocks. By selecting companies that pay in different months, you can ensure a check arrives every 30 days without restricting your investment choices. For example, JP Morgan typically pays in January, AbbVie in February, and McDonald's in March. By owning all 3, you've built a synthetic monthly dividend portfolio using some of the strongest quarterly payers in the world. The most powerful tool for any dividend investor is the Dividend Reinvestment Plan, or DRIP. Instead of taking the cash, you tell your brokerage to automatically use every penny to buy more shares of the company that paid you. Over decades, this creates a massive compounding engine. You own more shares, which pay more dividends, which buy even more shares. This cycle is how small initial investments grow into 6- and 7-figure portfolios. A common debate is yield versus growth. A high-yield stock pays you a lot today, but its payout might stay flat. A dividend growth stock might start with a low yield, but it increases that payout every single year. For long-term investors, growth is often more powerful than yield. A company that grows its dividend by 10% annually can eventually provide a massive yield on your original cost basis, far outpacing inflation and flat high yielders. Beware the yield trap. Sometimes a dividend yield looks incredibly high, say 15 or 20%, simply because the stock price has crashed. This is often a sign of a failing business or an unsustainable payout that is about to be cut. Always research the payout ratio, the percentage of earnings a company pays out as dividends. If a company is paying out more than it earns, the dividend is a house of cards. Look for a sustainable ratio, typically under 60% for most industries. There is also a psychological benefit to dividends. During market downturns, when your portfolio value is dropping, those recurring deposits remind you that the underlying businesses are still profitable and paying you to wait for a recovery. It shifts your focus from speculation and daily price swings to long-term income generation. This mindset is what keeps successful investors in the market for decades, allowing compounding to do the heavy lifting. If picking individual stocks feels overwhelming, consider dividend ETFs. These funds, like Schwab's U.S. Dividend Equity or Vanguard's Dividend Appreciation, hold hundreds of quality companies for you. They offer instant diversification and professional management of the payout schedule. Most of these ETFs pay quarterly, but they provide a much safer floor for your income strategy than betting on just 1 or 2 monthly payers. Dividends are also a powerful hedge against inflation. While a fixed income bond pays the same amount forever, a dividend-growing company can raise its prices and its payouts, protecting your purchasing power over time. As the cost of living goes up, so does your income. This is why dividends are a staple for any serious retirement portfolio. They ensure that your paycheck keeps pace with the world around you. While the U.S. loves its quarterly and monthly schedules, look abroad, and you'll find different traditions. European and Asian firms often pay semi-annually or even annually, focusing on 1 or 2 large, final dividends each year. Diversifying geographically can add another layer of safety to your income. While U.S. companies might be facing a downturn, international firms might be thriving and increasing their payouts, keeping your total cash flow steady. Ready to start? First, choose a brokerage that offers fractional shares and free DRIP services. This ensures that every cent of every dividend is put back to work immediately, no matter how small the payment is. Build a balanced portfolio. Don't go 100% into monthly REITs. Mix in some high-growth quarterly tech stocks and stable consumer staple dividend kings to create a robust, all-weather income machine. Before you buy, run through your checklist. Is the payout sustainable? Does the company have a history of increases? Is the balance sheet strong enough to handle a recession? Researching today prevents a dividend cut tomorrow. Finally, consider where you hold the stock for tax reasons and ensure you aren't too heavy in any one sector. Diversification and tax efficiency are the quiet partners of successful dividend investing. So, monthly or quarterly? Monthly offers convenience and faster compounding, while quarterly offers more stability and choice. Neither is inherently better. It depends on your personal need for immediate cash flow versus long-term growth. Ultimately, dividend sustainability and growth are far more important than frequency. A secure quarterly check is always better than a risky monthly one. Focus on quality and the income will follow. Building a dividend portfolio is a marathon, not a sprint. Whether you get paid every month or every quarter, every dollar reinvested is a step toward financial freedom. Start today and let time do the rest.